So my name is Enwezor. I work at Nottingham University Hospitals, and I'm representing the trust today. I wasn't the only person that did the project, but unfortunately, people are all busy, obviously doing patient care. So I will try my very best to go through all the slides, and share what we've done. So we did the BAME Week project, and I will share how the journey began. So the project was done by the BAME Shared Governance Council, which is the Black Asian Minority Ethnic Shared Governance Council, which was formed in 2018, um, after our immediate past chief nurse, Professor Mandy Sunderland, took stock of how many colleagues that were from a Black or ethnic minority background that belonged to any shared governance council within our trust. And she found out that there was only 1% of all the colleagues within the trust that belonged to any shared governance council. For her, it was a worry because it meant that patients from an ethnic minority were not having their voice heard, and also our staff were not having their voice heard. So we formed the council, and our aim was to improve our patient experience and outcome, to improve our staff experience and also improve our staff retention, to work on projects that were affecting our ethnic minority community within Nottingham and Nottinghamshire, to link with our various BAME communities, and most importantly, to promote equity and inclusion for everybody, regardless of who they were. So when we started our journey in 2018, Mandy basically gave us a blank paper, and we were just allowed to actually form and shape what we did as a council. One of the things we did was actually to go out and reach out to our local communities. I know most of the time people tell you people from an ethnic minority are hard to reach. They aren't. You are just not reaching them. They are rarely reached, and they can be reached. If you use the right approach and you go to them where they are, you would be able to engage with them and do anything and absolutely everything with them. So one of the things we did was actually Aquila Chivingi, who was our chair at the time, actually went into our community because we saw a post on Twitter from our Sisters Against Cancer, who are one of our local community groups that actually meet and support patients and also carers of people who are undergoing cancer treatment. So Aquilan actually went in and actually supported and listened to our Sisters Against Cancer group. And they gave us various feedback about things they wanted us to improve. And subsequently, Aquilan and myself did attend some of their meetings, and the next slide would show you some of the feedback that we received from them. So there were no black hairdressers on the list of eligible suppliers for wigs. There was a lack of variety of hair products for people from an ethnic minority. There was a lack of diversity among suppliers for wigs, and there was a lack of appropriate skin-colored products for our patients from an ethnic minority. And there was a lack of awareness amongst the staff that were looking after these patients. So in Africa, in Asia, and I'm sure in every part of the world, for everyone, but especially women, your hair is your pride, it's your beauty, it's your dignity. And when you lose that, you've lost your crown. And that is how our patients felt. Some of our patients were given pink wigs, they were given blue wigs. You imagine your parent, your grandma, walking in with a pink wig. And for someone from an ethnic minority, imagine your grandma, your mom, your auntie walking in with those wigs. Obviously, you think something has really, really gone wrong. It's not just the cancer, there was more to it. So, this is how we left some of our patients feeling, and their feedback was quite painful to listen to. So, what did we do about it? Obviously, we fed back to our chief nurse, who was our executive sponsor. And we reached out to various stakeholders. So we reached out to various divisional nurses, to our lead cancer nurse, to the Macmillan team. And we actually continued to reach out, most importantly, to the Sisters Against Cancer. We educated our colleagues about the importance of maintaining our patients' dignity, because unfortunately some of our patients did die before they actually got the vouchers for their wigs, which meant they died without that dignity, and it was quite painful for their family. We developed a patient information leaflet, so created the awareness about what to do and how to support these patients. We ensured that there was a regulated wig voucher for the patients to use. We identified various suppliers that provided hair products that were specifically for patients from an ethnic minority. And how did we do that? So we ensured that we audited providers and provided feedback. Again, some of the providers that we had were not treating our patients with dignity. When they go into some of the shops, they were being watched. Some of them were not given a private space to actually try the wigs on. Some of them that were not being spoken to properly. So again, we audited the feedback that were provided by our patients when they go into the shops. We developed a fact sheet for each provider with their pricing brackets to ensure that our patients got the best value and also they were not charged more than they should. We reviewed how our voucher system worked because we wanted our patients to actually get the vouchers before they lose their hair, and we didn't want some of them to pass away without actually having the wig and maintaining their dignity when they needed it most. We conducted real-time surveys as well, so we didn't just go on word of mouth. We ensured that we followed things up, and we continue to review our voucher system to make sure things continue to be in place for those patients. What else did we do? Again, when the patients were obviously getting the wigs, some of them began to complain of the pain in their scalp. So we didn't stop there. Although they had the wigs, they also needed the scalp looking after. So again, we went into our local community and we were able to liaise with one of our trichologists within Nottingham. So that the picture on the top far right was Aquilane and myself going into the trichologist just after the lockdown when things opened up again to actually look at the shop to make sure it met the infection control standards, health and safety standards, that there was mobility access for our patients. So when they come in, they were treated with dignity as well. So we collaborated with the trichologists who not only made sure they had the right wigs, but also looked after their scalp as well. And this is when we went ahead and launched the wig project within our trust. So the lady with the red trouser is Dr. Rose Thompson. She found the Sisters Against Cancer. Unfortunately, Dr. Rose passed away in June this year, but we will continue to ensure that her legacy lives on. And the lady in the middle is Paula Edwards. She is now the current chair of the Sisters Against Cancer. And the lady in pink is our current chief nurse, Michelle Rhodes, who has been extremely supportive and ensuring that our patients are treated in an inclusive and dignified manner. And the lady on the far left is Aquilane Chivingi, who at the time was our chair of the BIM Shared Governance Council. So what did we do to continue to sustain the trichologist? We applied to our charity, the Nottingham University Hospitals charity, and we were able to secure some funding for the trichologist to actually come into our hospital rather than also having the patients constantly going into the community. We arranged it in such a way that when they come into hospital for their appointments, they could actually see the trichologist at the same time. So our trichologist comes into our hospitals. We have 3 campuses, but she comes into 2 of the major campuses on alternate weeks to see our patients. So when we started initially, we did start for patients from an ethnic minority. But when we launched the project, we got feedback from not just patients, but also staff that were actually suffering from alopecia for various reasons. So the picture on my right is actually a picture of members of our staff who were accessing this service who also had hair loss problems. And the one on the left were from patients who actually came into hospital for various appointments, but were then accessing the service as well. Again, this is the leaflet that we share about the trichologist service. It goes out in our trust briefing. It goes out also in various social media forums. And we have also now got a community matron who now goes into our communities, into different communities, regardless of ethnicity, to actually share these leaflets and talk about the services that we offer within the trust. So what are we going to do and where are we heading from here? So one of the things we've done is actually go into the School of Nursing and Midwifery within Nottingham to talk about this project to create awareness of how to look after the hair and the scalp of patients from an ethnic minority. So we will continue to liaise with our local schools, the Macmillan Cancer Support, a hospital charity who has been funding and keeps funding some of the projects that we do, our Sisters Against Cancer, and all our shared governance councils to actually promote this and continue to support our patients. So we're now getting requests from other trusts who want to learn from us. And again, we are also learning from other people as well. And that is us. Truly surprised, truly humbled to have won within our category. But we dedicate the win to Dr. Rose Thompson, who actually raised the concern to the trust. And most importantly, we are happy that we're making a huge difference in the lives of our patients. We started this journey for patients from an ethnic minority. However, it's now expanded to different groups of patients. Through doing this project, we've also realized that some of our transgender patients also lose their hair while transiting, and they're also now benefiting from this program. We've also got staff, we've got staff relatives, we've got various people that are now benefiting from a project that we started for just women from an ethnic minority. And the celebration didn't end there. About 2 weeks ago, we also won the Nottingham and Nottinghamshire Health Equalities Award under the Equality category. So again, truly thankful for all the support we've received. It's not going to end there. We are going to carry on, and there are more projects that we're beginning to look into as well to ensure that our patients get the best experience and the best outcome that they deserve during their vulnerable time. So like I said, we are dedicating this to Dr. Rose Thompson and all the members of Sisters Against Cancer, and to everyone who is still fighting the cancer. Please keep going. We've got your back, and we'll keep doing everything to ensure that you have the best experience and the best outcome. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And always remember, their hair is their pride, it's their crown, and it's their glory.